I'm here to shed light on the contentious issue of reservation, which has been sparking intense protest, debates, tweets, and comments across India and neighboring Bangladesh. The concept of reservation was introduced as a revolutionary measure to protect and uplift backward classes, ensuring quality and respect and opportunity that were lacking for decades. However, its implementation has been a subject of controversy, with some arguing it continues reverse discrimination. To understand the root of this issue, let's delve into Hindu mythology. According to the Rig Veda, the first human created the four Varnas from different body parts: Brahman from the head, Kshatriyas from the arms, Vaishyas from the thighs, and Shudras from the feet. Dalit, on the other hand, were not even included in this classification, known as Avarna, and were considered impure. Initially, the Varna system was based on the job skills and had fluidity, allowing individuals to move between classes. However, over time it became rigid and birth based, lending to a strict caste hierarchy. The British colonial power further amplified this rigidity by involving Brahmin scholars in the census process and giving them authority to enforce Vedic law. As a result, Brahmin occupied most government positions despite being minority, continuing their dominance. This discriminatory system has become deeply ingrained in Indian society, with even Indian Muslims adopting similar practices despite Islam rejecting caste hierarchies. Research and surveys across the country have yet to find a single state untouched by this disease of discrimination. People often judge an individual's entire personality based on their caste, with upper caste individuals taking pride in their status while lower caste individuals view it as a lifelong sin. The amplification of this system are far reaching, affecting education, employment, healthcare, and social mobility. Reservation policies aim to address these disparities, but their implementation is often marred by the controversy and the political agendas. Indians' marginalized community were treated unfairly. Dr. Ambedkar wanted to help them. He said we need separate reservation. But Mahatma Gandhi disagreed. He thought it would divide people more. He went on a hunger strike to prove his point. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar didn't give up. He knew separate reservation were necessary for the equality. Just when it seemed like they wouldn't agree, they found a solution and the Pune Pact was born. It increased seats for marginalized communities. Dr. Ambedkar and Gandhi put aside their differences and they worked together for a common goal, focusing on the significant reform made to the Indian Constitution to promote balance and quality in representation. In the Lok Sabha, our country's lower house of the parliament, there are 543 seats. Out of these, 84 seats are reserved for the scheduled caste category and 47 seats for the scheduled tribe category. These reservations aim to uplift socially and educationally backward classes. To further support this cause, Article 15 and 16 were added to the Constitution. These articles provide a framework for the reservation in the jobs, education, and other areas. Now let's break down the reservation framework. The SC category has 15% reservation, while ST category has 7.5% reservation. The OBC category has 27% reservation, and in 2019, the economically weaker sections category was added with a 10% reservation. These reforms implemented with aim to promote equality and opportunity for all. So now the total reservation percentage stands at around 60%. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar converted to Buddhism with 3.5 lakh followers. He believed that the caste system is deeply rooted in Hinduism and cannot be separated from it. Now let's see limitation of education and reservation. Despite increased educational levels, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe individuals face challenges filling reserved government jobs, particularly in Class A position. Reservation alone cannot address this issue. That's the reason we need positive discrimination. Now let's look to the current state of employment. SC and ST hold more job in lower categories but struggle to access the high level government job. This disparity persists despite reservation. Now we see all of these things. Now let's see what opposition have a point over the reservation culture. So some citizens argue that the reservation should be based on merit, not caste or community. They believe that the reservation hindered India's global competitiveness. Ineligible individuals occupying reserve seats hold the country back. Reservation create dependency rather than promoting self-reliance. Government should prepare students for competition from a young age rather than relying on the reservation. There should be a limit to reservations and an agreement to exclude those with good financial condition. Reservation should not be solely based on caste or community, but rather on economic need. Why merit alone is not enough? While merit is an important factor, it is not the only consideration. The government argue that merit is often shaped by circumstances beyond an individual's control, such as access to quality education, family background, socio-economic status, community and societal support, historical disadvantages faced by marginalized groups. A merit-only approach ignores these structural barriers and continue existing inequalities. Reservation help address these systematic disparities by providing a level playing field. Positive discrimination is necessary to counterbalance the negative discrimination faced by marginalized groups. Merit-based system can be biased toward those with greater access to resources and opportunities. That's the reason reservation ensure diversity and representation, leading to a more inclusive and equitable society. The Supreme Court recently ruled that the states can further subclassify scheduled caste and scheduled tribe to ensure the benefit of reservation reach the most marginalized segments. This decision reversed the court's 20-year-old stance against the subcategorization within SC and ST reservation. The court ruled that no single caste can claim 100% of reservation benefits in any state. Out of 7 judges, 6 supports subcategorization, while 1 judge dissented, citing Article 341 of the Constitution. However, the Supreme Court invoked Article 142 to limit the President's power under Article 341, effectively transferring the authority to the state to determine subcategorization within SC and ST reservation. This means that the creamy layer criteria can be applied within SC and ST communities to allocate quotas in government job and educational institution. However, this decision has been met with protest from SC and ST groups who argue that it threatens their constitutional rights. The government has yet reacted to the protest, but the National Alliance for the Constitutional Dalit and Adivasi Rights has called for the center to reject the Supreme Court judgment. Initially, the concept of representation for depressed classes was meant to address their quality of life and empowerment. Now it just become a tool for political parties to garner votes and further their own agendas rather than genuinely improving the life of these communities.